Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I wanted to talk about something very important. And yes, it shows what we can learn from the Charlie Kirk assassination. And how we see certain patterns play out in everyday life as well. And why discernment is key. You see, narcissists not only love scapegoats, but they also love to have patsies. Now aren't they one and the same? Well, I would imagine they could be. But in my humble cartoon opinion, usually not. You see, this is where narcissists pick out other lower level narcissists that are easy to manipulate. And we see it every day. I talked about a news story a few weeks back, where a bunch of teens were arrested for allegedly ending the life of another teenager that was in their group. And who was the alleged ringleader? The girlfriend of the teen that lost his life. And she was allegedly also seeing the teen that did her dirty work. You see, in her mind, she likely came up with a plan that would hopefully keep her in the clear, and let everyone else get into trouble. Because when a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath first meets someone, their wheels in their brain start turning on how they can use this person for whatever it is they have cooking in that evil mind of theirs. This person is for narcissistic supply. This person is for having them do their dirty work. So forth and so on. And there is a high chance they have gotten away with a lot of lower level things like this throughout their life. That's why some of these evil beings cross the line and try to come up with evil plans to delete people, hoping their plan will work and someone else will take the blame. But we've seen over and over again, in a great many of these cases, such plans usually come completely apart. And this is where the narcissist overplays their hand. Simply put, they have gotten away with all kinds of things in the past. They are thinking, why should this be any different? Well, the Charlie Kirk situation is starting to look like a great many assassinations and assassination attempts in the past. Just recently with that young college kid that was on the roof that missed by just a hair on his sick attempt on Trump. And regardless of what you think about someone, that such an action is evil and sick. But that aside, him being on the roof seemed weird and awkward. So many people saw him and tried to call attention to what was going on, way before the shots rang out. But if you look way in the distance behind him, on the water tower, there appears to be a shadowy figure on top of this water tower wearing all black. And it looks to be what seems to be flashes coming from that area as well. And when the shots are over, the shadowy figure disappears. Now I'm not saying there was someone up there on the water tower. But what I am saying, it looks to be a bit odd. Lee Harvey Oswald. I think it's agreed at this point he could have never in a million years pulled off what they said he pulled off all by himself. Sirhan. Same thing. And likely any shots from him just went into the air. You see, narcissists have a way of picking people just as messed up as they are to serve the role as a patsy. But that lack discernment and are a bit lost in life. And that will believe the first thing they hear without questioning. Lee Harvey Oswald seemed eager to serve not such a good cause. And anyone a part of such cause could have easily told him to be in this building on that floor at a certain time and to wait for further instructions, and he would have done it. Also, mind control is very real. And so is suggestion. There are these scams going around where someone will walk up to you handing you something. And most times it's to get you to give them money for a piece of junk. But there have been others that have talked about their experiences with such incidents where it seemed more nefarious. And they were able to avoid whatever trap was being set for them. You see, these scammers hand things to people because they know that most people's first instincts are to grab hold and accept it. What if you have an easily brainwashed individual, where some nefarious person at the last moment hands them a weapon and says to shush and to stand right over there? The person that was just handed such a weapon might be so shocked they freeze and do what they are told. And we've talked about how narcissists use the ability to stun you to go along with their manipulations. They will say something so crazy and out of the realm of being normal, that you are so stunned you can't even believe it's real. So you say nothing and let whatever they are doing happen. This is where we talk about slowing things down, discerning and having the power to walk away. But it can be hard when you are in the moment. Well, if you already have a disturbed person that is heavily brainwashed, it might be more easy than you might think to get someone to stand over here, or to hang on to this thing over there. The thing is, with the Charlie Kirk situation, there is tons of video footage, and real people with real experience are going over it with a fine-tooth comb to find out what really happened. Because regardless if it was just a group of crazy people the alleged assassin was involved with and it was nothing more to it than that, why would they not get him all pumped up to think he's going to be a part of something important, and have him stand here and here? But then maybe the guy they have in custody is the one that did it all by himself. Who knows? But what we do know is even when we are talking about gangs, they will often find a young person in their neighborhood that has nothing to do with anything, and they will try to get them to get mixed up in something they have no business getting mixed up in. And it all starts with handing them something they shouldn't accept, or telling them to stand over here and do this or that. And before you know it, they are getting arrested for something they have nothing to do with. Well, the playbook for the narcissist in most areas is universal. From home life to big events, they tend to follow the same script. So what can we learn from this? Things aren't always as they seem to be. Slow things down and discern. And if someone is talking about things, even small things that you are uncomfortable with, you might stop hanging out with such people. Because if they don't make you get into trouble for something, they might try to actually hurt you or worse. We see these news stories all of the time. So-called friends gang up and beat up one of their friends until they lose their life. These are the same type of evil demons that would plan to get a friend in trouble for something they have nothing to do with. You have to understand their brains think evil from sun up to sundown. And part of that evil is who can they blame for the evil they do. Something to think about. Well, that's all I have for today. I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.